Hi guys, welcome to Nerd Bites. Need to go into my full review of Thor Ragnarok. Yes, there will be spoilers, but I'm putting them to the back end of my review, so I'll let you know when they're coming. Thor Ragnarok, the third Thor film, and I think it's like the 14th, 15th Marvel movie now. Really into their stride now. And yeah, so this is the final Marvel movie of this year. Obviously we had Guardians and Spider-Man earlier in the year. They're both really good films, and this is going to be what I thought, non-spoilers and spoilers filled, of this movie. It was a good movie. It really was a good movie. It wasn't like their absolute best. It wasn't up there with the first Avengers or Captain America Civil War or something like that, because that is like high praise because they're really, really good, solid movies. But this was a really good Thor film. I think it's probably the best Thor film out of the three. Not to say it didn't have its problems. It wasn't like a perfect movie, but overall I came out of the cinema entertained. I had a lot of fun, and to be honest, a lot of things happened that I didn't expect to happen. The colour palette was different as well. It was a lot more bright, a lot more vibrant. There's a lot more aliens happening, and you know, I mean, there's loads of different things happening in this film that you didn't get in the other Thor films. So I'm kind of glad that they went in a different direction, to be honest. You know, there's obviously a few people met with controversy how it was too jokey or it was too different from the other Thor films, when, you know, Thor the Dark World wasn't met that great, even though I enjoyed it, but it wasn't met that great receive-wise. So I'm glad they went in a different direction with this. They went, you know, and people are going to compare it to Guardians, and yes, it does feel a little bit more Guardians of the Galaxy, especially with the colour palette and the comedy and the way they put this entire film forward. It does feel like that, but to me, I'm fine with going in that direction because I love the Guardians films. I think they're really fun, and if that's the direction that Marvel are going for, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, I want more colour, I want more action, I want more comedy, because at the end of the day, it's a comic book film. You know what I mean? It comes from comic books. Comic books are meant to be fun, vibrant, colourful, and cool characters, and that's what this film delivered. Obviously, the basic gist is Hela comes to Asgard, just tries to destroy everything, and Thor has to stop her, but he gets waylaid and, as you see in the trailer, taken to Sakaar, where he runs into the Hulk, which, I'll be honest, the entire Hulk-Thor fight was awesome. So much fun. I mean, it delivered everything I wanted out of that entire scene. It was really good, a lot of fun. And ultimately, he gets away from Sakaar, gets back to Asgard, stops Hela, as we expected. Characters that I really enjoyed. Obviously, Thor was great. Hulk, brilliant. Again, we get a lot more complexity of the Hulk as a character, where we get a little bit more of finding out who he is, because before it's literally like Hulk's just a raised monster. We know a lot about Banner. With this, we get a lot more out of the Hulk because he's been Hulk for 2 years. He's got a bit better vocabulary. He's got more of a personality now, and I really like that. And I mean, going into Infinity War, I'm good with that because that it fleshes out that character so much more, and I'm glad we've got to that point with it. Valkyrie, she was awesome. I mean, an alcoholic, but awesome. Her fighting was awesome. The backstory kind of, you know, I bought into the backstory of her and Hela and all that kind of stuff. Other characters I really enjoyed, that Korg character, which I think I found out the director was the one that voiced him, and it's funny because he's a big, like, stone character, but he's kind of go, hello, kind of, really, really, like, small, tiny voice, and it's brilliant. The contrast is hilarious, and it did add a lot of the comedic gags that we needed it to. And yeah, that was a really fun, interesting character as well. Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster. I mean, the dude's awesome. I mean, he's such a good actor. You know, I mean, he's got so much range, and he just played this psychopathic, rich, arrogant wanker to absolute perfection. He did it so well, where you love the character, but at the same time you hate him because you know what he's actually capable of in the power that he has on Sakaar. I will say the special effects, the action scenes, fight scenes, all that kind of stuff, they were all awesome. Everything about them just worked so cohesively. I really enjoyed every single fight scene that was on this. I mean, especially with certain music that went over the top. As you saw, it had Led Zeppelin in one of the trailers. They add this into the film on fight scenes, and it works. It absolutely works. And because I'm a massive, I love Led, I love metal, so putting that together, awesome. Negatives. There's not a lot, but there is a couple. I would say the only kind of negatives is that with the comedy, I really enjoyed the comedies. You know, I laughed all the time. It was great, but there was a couple of times that even though I'm laughing, it was funny. I thought to myself, it wasn't necessarily needed right at that point, because there's a couple of times where there's a real strong emotional moment, a big deal, and then it was not ruined, but lessened by a little joke at the end of it. And So a couple of times I felt that that wasn't necessarily needed, but it didn't take away of the overall film. I mean, other negatives I'll have to get into in my spoiler review in a second, because I don't want to spoil anything here. So I'll move into them in the spoiler review. Yes, so now it's spoiler time. I'm going to be talking about specific details and plot points and all this kind of stuff. So if you haven't seen the film yet, go to the end of my video to find out my final thoughts. And please just go and see the film, because it is awesome. So yeah, spoiler territory now. You've been warned. Yes. Anyway, carrying on. The negative bits. We didn't get, obviously the hammer's gone, but we didn't get any inkling towards a new hammer at all. Considering we saw that concept art a while back of Infinity War that you get the big, like the Ultimate Universe hammer. I thought maybe we get it at the end, or we get some kind of like link towards it. Nothing at all, and I wanted that. The only other negative as well, I suppose, for me, and this is just like nitpicking really. Beta Ray Bill. I thought maybe with the gladiatorial stuff we may see him somewhere, and we do see his head on a massive like plinth on this massive building, and Hulk's head is at the top, and there's loads of other fighters and everything, and one of them is Beta Ray Bill's head. So he does exist in this universe. But I wanted to see him, even if it was just in the background or something like that of all these fighters. I would have liked to just see Beta Ray Bill just to know he's there, like really there. This film did deliver a lot of things I didn't expect it to deliver. The Warriors 3, dead. All three of them gone. I mean, if you want to prove that Hela is awesome, and Cate Blanchett just fucking nails the character. She is awesome. She's sexy and evil at the same time, and it's brilliant. She does it so well. And yet, if you want to solidify her as a badass, you kill important people. Who she kills? She kills the Warriors 3. All three of them dead. You don't see Sif in the entire film, though. I suppose that might be another negative. Like, well, she's not even mentioned. I don't even know where she is or what's going on. Is she on a different planet? I don't know. As far as I know she's still alive. Odin, dead as well. I mean, I honestly didn't think that was going to happen. I thought if it was going to happen maybe at the end of the film, or maybe in another film at some point. I don't know. But this, I was really quite surprised how he was the catalyst. As soon as he's dead, the link between him and Hela is broken, and she can come back. So he's not directly involved, but not directly responsible. But him dying, releasing the hole, she can come back. So that was a real poignant thing. I mean, I'm surprised he died. I really am. The Doctor Strange scene as well, brilliant. They go to find Odin on Earth, and you get the little scene with Doctor Strange, and it's amazing. It's hilarious. It offers a real good comedy moment where Doctor Strange keeps shifting from place to place inside the building, and Thor's just not taking it, where he's getting really disorientated, and he's explained to where Odin is, all this kind of stuff. A lot of fun, ties it in quite nicely. Really enjoyed that scene. Tom Hiddleston's Loki, awesome. Everything about him, just throughout the entire film, he's good, and then he's bad. He's good, and then he's bad. He double crosses him, then he helps him, and it's perfect for his character. He is the god of mischief. He loves his brother, but he likes to double cross him because that's who he is. That's just how it works. And it's really good to see Thor get some comeuppance with him a couple of times, where he's out-thought him, and the chemistry between these two just works so great throughout the entire film. Even at the very end, where Loki does help him to the end, and he is at the very end on the spaceship. He doesn't think he's there, catches the things that I'm here, and I like that. It was a lovely little moment where he's saying, "I'm here with you. I'm staying." You know, I mean, he may end up double crossing him again, because in the final fight you can kind of see him look at the Tesseract in the vault and think, I think he's taken that. Maybe some leverage at some point, so there may be some more double crossing going on. I don't know. But at the moment, I'm loving where those positions are with those two characters. Hemdale had a lot more to do in this than I thought he would. I honestly thought out of all the people that are going to die, maybe he would, because he was barely in the trailers at all. But he's got quite a prominent role. He's getting all the civilians out of Asgard and hidden away, and obviously Hela's trying to destroy them and kill them and find them. But she's also trying to find the sword that he has, the sword that unlocks the Nine Realms and whatnot. So she's actually trying to hunt him down and get that sword back, so she can obviously go to war all over the galaxy. So he's a lot more poignant and a lot more involved than I thought he would be, which is great. Getting off Sakaal, the Devil's Anus, hilarious. I mean, really funny. Yeah, they have to get a certain spaceship and whatnot, and then they get off, and then they get back to Asgard, and the final fight unfolds. And it's all on the Rainbow Bridge as well, which is great. I mean, think about that. If you just describe it down, Thor, Loki, and Valkyrie and the Hulk on a Rainbow Bridge going against the Goddess of Death with a massive wolf and a dead army behind her. It's awesome. I mean, how awesome does that sound? Yeah, the final fight's great. I mean, another shocker that I didn't expect, Thor loses an eye. I mean, in the middle of her fight, with Hela's fight with him in the throne room, she takes his eye out, and that is really quite shocking. And then he has this kind of moment, out-of-body experience with Odin, and he explains to him, look, no, you're stronger than me, you can do this. Then it basically shows that he doesn't need the hammer to be the god of thunder. Then he goes nuts with lightning, and then massive fight ensues. And yeah, I mean, the whole ending scene, I mean, when they realise as well that they have to release Surtur to destroy Asgard so that Hela is destroyed at the same time, and it's basically saying that Asgard is not important, the people are what's important. That whole thing, I was just like, oh my god, Asgard is going to die as well. Again, I suppose it's another kind of character, I suppose, that dies. Asgard, Thor's home, destroyed, gone, and it was an awesome ending, to be honest. I mean, Surtur just coming out of nowhere and then Hulk hitting him and he shouldn't be, that was hilarious as well. And then basically it was Surtur versus Hela, destruction, they both die, and then Asgard just obliterated into nothing, just as Thor and everybody get away on the spaceship with all the civilians, and off they go into the universe. And, I mean, what a finale, really, because I didn't expect Asgard to bite the dust like that. I thought ultimately it would be saved. I thought that was kind of the point, but the fact that it's basically, no, we have to, the whole point is we have to cause Ragnarok to stop Hela, and it's just, it was a good twist, it really was. And the final scenes as well, where he's officially king of Asgard, and well, king of the people that are on that ship, which, you know, are the people of Asgard. He has a little eye thing fitted, little eye patch that looks just like Odin, and you've even got Loki saying, oh, it suits you, and that was really nice. So yeah, and he basically said, we're going to Earth, and it finishes off with them going to Earth. So obviously that's moving into Infinity War. The end credit scenes. There was two, again. The first one was important, the second one was a bit more fun. The first one is basically Thor and Loki are in the ship talking and about whether they should go back to Earth, because obviously people don't like Loki but they love Thor, blah blah blah. Then a massive shadow comes up and all you see is Thanos' massive ship, and that's how it ends. I don't know what's going to happen there. I really don't know how that's going to work. The only thing I can think of is that Loki has got the Tesseract and he barters with Thanos to leave them be or whatever in placement of him taking the Tesseract. I don't know, but I don't know how they get out of that. That's the only thing I can think of how they get out of it. And then the second one was Jeff Goldblum's Grandmaster character. After an uprising on Sakaar, falls down in front of all the civilians and everything. He tries to basically say, it's a tie, don't kill me, and obviously he's as good as dead. Funny moment. I kind of wanted a bit more at the final green credit scene. I know it was funny, it was hilarious, but again, I kind of wanted maybe a Beta Ray Bill moment or something like that, or something a little bit more leaning to Infinity War. I don't know, but it was a fun ending credit scene, but I wanted a little bit more out of it, really. Guys, overall, Thor Ragnarok, it's entertaining. It's a lot of fun, it's hilarious, it's action-packed. I love the colour palette, I love the fact that we're going more into this Cosmos type feel of the Marvel Universe. Yes, I understand that maybe some of the comedy didn't land a little bit, and you know, there's a couple of moments was kind of like with the Thor character, because obviously he's not as jokey as he should be, but I'm alright with it. I'm on board enough to enjoy that as it is, and if that's the direction we're going in, I don't mind it. I'm totally fine with it. So, I mean, it was a good film, it had its flaws, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't up there with Civil War, but it was still entertaining. I had a blast, and I think it's fair to give it 3 stars. So that's what I thought of Thor Ragnarok. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments or send me an email. You can also find me on the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, moviepilot.com. Just type in Nerdbytes anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. And of course, keep it nerdy.